Shaki Jarbu Shabla Kushan Saraya Gombol Devaya Devanda Tome Nishona Chujita Chujaya Chapawa Shala Zamlin Janchon Namla Kushan Saraya Jalan Zibi Jandin Chunida Tujilon Tonyam Bintamaya Natutambari Peter Juji Kondi Shukur Gombel Hashem Chimmy was a Shabla Kushan Saraya. She shall continue like it. Chimmy was a object to Tenzo, Salon Chenam Ginamjo. Jimmy Limbi Shabla Kushan Saraya. Marie Sangin Keranyala Share, Kondozambo Monam Numbers, Sifji Jarin Linzan. Mipam Chu Shabla Kushan Saraya Pameduzi Virgin Tribina Rolira Lambikar Matimondari Devaji Jingme Pinto Shabla Kushan Saraya Amsongo Adontunim Jimbe Sabtilang and Tentachemba Nibu Ajar Kambe Nanja Yichi Wamchu Shabla Kushan Saraya Kanzandur Simgarab Shirasan Pema Karajimban Yeshuma Sudananya Tepunjasas Katiri Lama Namla Kushan Saraya Kanda Suju Donga Jitina Desyamum Merjiva Kansata Kanda Kundishu Sheme Sembrando Badena Tamje Darsha Se Nama Ayatambal Hai Kedan Dando Jinke Tulum Tanami Kenam Dando Kunji Rekes Tamje Keda Chujan Tukur Chu. A prayer on English generation Bodhhisattva, 3 times only. May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all beings live in great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that keep some close and the other distant. May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all beings live in the great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that keep some close and the other distant. May all beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be apart from the supreme bliss which is free of all suffering. May all beings live in the great equanimity, free from the attachment and aversions that keep some close and the other distant. Okay, so this evening we're going to talk about the five wisdom. So these five wisdom teaching, actually the meaning is could be very deep, very extensive, and very vast, because these five wisdom generally depend upon the essential meanings from both of Buddhist sutra teachings and Tantric teachings, and especially the five wisdoms, more detailments from the Tantric. So therefore, it's the topic actually is very profound, very deep.
אז הערב אנחנו נדבר על חמשת החוכמות, והמשמעות שלהם היא מאוד עמוקה, היא מאוד נרחבת. ומדברים על המשמעות שלהם גם בסוטרה וגם בטנטרה. ובמיוחד בטנטרה יש פירוט נרחב יותר, אפילו עמוק יותר.
So, actually the wisdom could be, we divide into this two, and briefly, one is the ordinary wisdom, and pure ordinary wisdom, and one is pure extraordinary wisdom.
אז את החוכמה אפשר לחלק לשתיים. יש את הרגילה, הלא טהורה, ויש את השנייה שהיא בלתי רגילה, היא טהורה.
So the extraordinary normal wisdom is the bond is for understanding object of the knowledge. What do you want to learning? What do you want to studying? And then we need to use on one's own the investigations and analyze. So this analytical, the emotion of the kind of like thoughts. So that is, we say, general wisdom. But this is also important for studying. If we lack this wisdom, then we have no power to studying, learning much. But the human mind is more clever, more intelligent. So therefore, our wisdom also generally is more powerful, more sharp. The faculties, wisdom faculties, more sharp than other beings like animals.
אז חוכמה רגילה היא הבנת אובייקטים. כשאנחנו לומדים משהו, אנחנו משתמשים בחוכמה האנליטית שלנו, והיא מאוד חשובה, בלעדיה אין לנו יכולת ללמוד. אז המוח האנושי הוא מאוד חכם, ולכן גם החוכמה שלנו היא מאוד חדה, לעומת למשל בעלי החיים.
And then the extraordinary wisdom. So extraordinary wisdom is must be very pure. That means is directly could be an antidote to the ignorance, misconception mind, or misunderstood mind or thought. Because the ignorant could be the root of the cyclic existence or the samsara. Or other hand, we can say the ignorant could be the root of a delusion. And the delusion could be the root of contaminated karma. And therefore, contaminated karma could be direct cause and the conditions for the suffering of the samsara. So in this case, someone, if you want to be freedom, the suffering of samsara, and then you should be to know how to avoid the contaminated karma. If you agree want to be freedom from the contaminated karma, and then you should be to know how to avoid the afflicted the emotions or of the delusions. In this case, and then finally, if you want to be freedom from the delusion, and then have to, you find the way avoiding, to know, necessary to know about how to avoid of the ignorance or ignorance. So therefore, in this case, the wisdom, the primordial pure wisdom, is the most one important.
אז החוכמה הבלתי רגילה היא מאוד טהורה, והיא נוגדן ישיר לבורות, לחוסר הבנה. כי הבורות היא השורש של מעגל הקיום, הסמסרה. היא השורש של האשליות, והאשליות הן השורש של קרמה שלילית. וקרמה שלילית היא הסיבה הישירה לסבל שבסמסרה. אז אם אנחנו רוצים להימנע מהסבל, אנחנו צריכים להימנע מהקרמה השלילית, הנגועה. וכדי להימנע ממנו, אנחנו צריכים להימנע מהרגשות האחרים, האשליות. וכדי להימנע מהן, אנחנו צריכים להימנע מהבורות. אז בגלל זה החוכמה הבראשיתית היא החשובה ביותר.
So generally, and according to the Sutra teaching, we can division into 3 categories of the wisdom. We say hearing wisdom, contemplation wisdom, and meditation wisdom. So meditation wisdom born from or depend to the contemplation wisdom. And then contemplation wisdom very much depend to the from hearing wisdom. So hearing wisdom means we need to begin listening from the authentic teachers' teachings to understand just wordly. And then after you understand generally point of the descriptions, the teaching, and then you need to carefully, more deeper way, to follow the valid cognitions, the hidden phenomena, understanding the very hidden phenomena, by the contemplation wisdom, and then can born the conviction. You can find the convictions born from these first two wisdom, hearing and contemplation wisdom. So the conviction is as the antidote, direct antidote to the of doubt. Doubt is kind of like ignorance actually. Why we have a doubt? And then we have lack the confidence, the courage, because we have doubt. So we don't know what is necessary to do 100% sure, or what is necessary to avoid 100%. We are not sure. That means it's with the doubt. So therefore, it's important to find the antidote of the doubt, which is the conviction to get from these first two wisdom.
אז באופן כללי אפשר לחלק ל3 קטגוריות את החוכמה. יש לנו את חוכמת השמיעה, חוכמת הערעור וחוכמת המדיטציה. אז חוכמת המדיטציה היא נולדת מהערעור, וחוכמת הערעור היא תלויה, היא מגיעה מחוכמת השמיעה. אז אנחנו צריכים קודם כל להקשיב למורה וללימוד האותנטי. אנחנו צריכים להבין את המילים באופן כללי, את התיאור של הלימוד. ואחר כך אנחנו יכולים להבין את התופעות שהן לא גלויות לנו באופן ישיר על ידי חוכמת הערעור. ואז נולדת בנו ה-conviction, השכנוע, זה מין תחושה כזה של... כן, שכנוע, אני אגיד שכנוע. והשכנוע הזה הוא הנוגדן הישיר לספק. כי כשיש לנו ספק אין לנו אומץ ואין לנו ביטחון, אנחנו לא יודעים ממה להימנע ומה לאמץ, ולכן אנחנו צריכים את השכנוע הפנימי הזה.
נחישות אולי.
And then, of course, on top is important the great method of compassion. These two is only different aspect, but the compassion particularly benefit to other mother sentient beings, especially for cultivating mind of enlightenment. Without the great method of compassion, you cannot generate bodhicitta mind. It's not possible. Even though if lack the great method of compassion, then cannot do much pure the benefit to others. And then how could we can generate this pure motivation, great method of compassion? This also very much depends to the understanding how important to benefit to each others. So the understanding again is depend to the wisdom. You see, so therefore if born wisdom, if you found wisdom, pure wisdom comes, and then pure motivation also arising. Pure motivation arising, this also is the pure wisdom is as there. So that's why we said sometimes the practitioners important has to be your mind cultivating on the focus on the union of these two kind of the wisdom and the compassion. Missing one of these two aspects, and that you cannot move and enter into the path of the Dharma, and especially the Mahayana traditions. If you lack one of these two, wisdom and compassion, if we can have both of these two, and then successfully you can prove your the practices.
אז אנחנו צריכים גם את השיטה הגדולה של החמלה, ובעזרתה אנחנו יכולים לעזור לבעלי התודעה, האימהות שלנו. אנחנו צריכים אותה כדי לייצר את תודעת ההערה, בודהיצ'יטה, כי בלעדיה אנחנו לא יכולים לעזור לאחרים, לא יכולים להועיל להם. אז איך אנחנו מייצרים חמלה? אז זה מתוך הבנה של החשיבות של העזרה לאחרים. וההבנה הזאת היא גם נולדת מתוך החוכמה. מהחוכמה, המוטיבציה הנכונה עולה. ולכן אנחנו רואים שאנחנו צריכים להתמקד בייחוד של חמלה וחוכמה. בלי אחת מהן אנחנו לא יכולים להיכנס לדרך הדרמה, ובמיוחד למעיינה. ואם יש לנו את שתיהן, אז אנחנו נצליח בתרגול שלנו.
Okay, so anyway, now let's talk the point of this subject. Wisdom. In Tibetan, literally, the Tibetan says yeshi. Sometimes we say shirap and yeshi. Shirap means is a wisdom can be both of worldly and beyond of worldly knowledge. But yeshi must be extraordinary beings wisdom. So now we are literally talking about the extraordinary beings wisdom, the yeshi. So in this case, now what means is yeshi in Tibetan word. Ye means is primordially, or sense beginningless, or born naturally. Ye means is the beginningless from the ground of primordial beginning or something like this. Ye means primordial. And that is she means understanding or awareness, something recognition or recognize or realization, kind of like that the she means. And therefore we translation into the primordial wisdom or primordial the recognition, something like this, the yeshi means, the extraordinary wisdom, the mind.
אז חוכמה בטיבטית זה יכול להיות או ישה או שרב. ושרב זה מתייחס באופן כללי לידע רגיל ובלתי רגיל, אבל יש איזה ידע של יצורים נעלים. יהיה אומר בראשיתי, באופן טבעי, למעשה זה מזמן ללא ראשית, אפשר להגיד הקרקע של ההתחלה, ושזה אומר הבנה, מודעות, הכרה, להגשים, משהו כזה. אז ביחד זה חוכמה בראשיתית, הכרה בראשיתית, חוכמה שהיא בלתי רגילה.
So in this way now, this wisdom month, the primordial pure wisdom, we again can divide into probably there's 5 different kinds of wisdoms, the 5 different aspects of wisdoms. Generally, we say these 5. This one is the mirror-like wisdom, equanimity wisdom, discriminative wisdom, accomplishment wisdom, and wisdom of Dharma Dhatu. Dharma Dhatu is a Sanskrit language actually. So that means is the presence, the omnipresent, maybe expense nature, Dharma sphere wisdom, something kind of like this. But we English also used to direct the Sanskrit because the meaning a little bit complicated to explain translation. So that's why we say Dharma Dhatu, the wisdom. That's the 5 wisdom.
אז את החוכמה הזאת אפשר לחלק לחמישה אספקטים, סוגים שונים. יש את החוכמה שהיא כמו מראה, ויש את חוכמת השבות או השוויוניות, יש את החוכמה שהיא מבחינה או מבדילה, יש את החוכמה המשיגה, ויש את חוכמת הדרמה דאטו, מילה בסנסקריט, והיא אומרת משהו כמו נוכחת בכל, שורה בכל, טבע נרחב, ספירת הדרמה.
So these 5 wisdom as it depend the descriptions. For example, depend to the 5 consciousness, depend to the 5 aggregates, depend to the 5 elements, depend to the 5 positions, so on. So in this case, first, just generally, I'm saying the form common, both of from ordinary wisdom to extraordinary wisdom, from both of Sutra and Tantra. Simply, first we can say what is means like the mirror-like wisdom. So mirror-like wisdom generally, conventionally, we can say our 5 sense source consciousness, the coarse level, ordinary 5 sense source consciousness, is at the basics wisdom, the mirror-like wisdom. Why are we calling this mirror-like wisdom? Because the reflection of external or 5 sense source object, form, feeling, smell, taste, contact. So these are arising clearly on your 5 sense source consciousness. Without this 5 sense source consciousness power, cannot be arising the reflection of external 5 sense source object. So therefore, that is like mirror. Because the reflection of form clearly can arising on the pure mirror. So pure mirror like our five sense, the course level five sense source consciousness, that's the one with a mirror like wisdom.
אז חמשת החוכמות שלהם, אפשר גם לתאר אותם כמו חמשת ההכרות, חמשת המצרפים, חמשת האלמנטים, חמשת הרעלים וכן הלאה. אז מהי החוכמה דמוית המראה? באופן רגיל אפשר להגיד שהיא תודעת חמשת החושים בצורה הגסה שלה. והיא נקראת ככה כי צורה, הרגשה, טעם, צליל, כל אלו הם עולים הם משתקפים בבירור על התודעה שלנו, על ההכרה שלנו. בלי החוכמה הזאת, אז ההשתקפויות האלה לא יכולות להופיע, ולכן זה כמו מראה. היא משקפת את הצורה שלהם כמו מראה טהורה.
And then the second wisdom, equanimity. We say, so equanimity wisdom or sameness wisdom. The meaning is same, equanimity or sameness wisdom. Why we say sameness or equanimity? Which is like we can recognize mentally, we can recognize the both equally of the unpleasant feeling, pleasant feeling, and equanimity, the neutral feeling, are the three equally. Sameness, that we say same. This recognition Mondays we say sameness wisdom or equanimity wisdom.
אז החוכמה השנייה, חוכמת השבות או השוויוניות, קוראים לה ככה כי אנחנו יכולים לזהות באופן מנטלי, אנחנו יכולים לזהות את התחושות הלא נעימות, הנעימות והניטרליות, אנחנו יכולים לזהות את שלושתן בצורה שווה.
And then the third one, the wisdom of the five, the discriminative wisdom. This discriminative wisdom means is you can perceiving clearly, you have power to recognition all the object of the knowledge, what you are learning, or what the names like elephant, horse, cat, dogs, horse, cars, like trees, pillars, vase, whatever if you calling the name, and then you understand, oh, that is dogs like that, cat must be like that. You just recognize, when you hear the name, when you listen the name, at the moment the sound, you hear the name, the sound of the name of the sound. At that moment, just you directly to understand the point, the meaning, the object of this name, not only the sound, So that is, we say, the recognition, the perception, for you have the power, your mind, your mental consciousness have the power to this kind of understanding from the name to the object, direct the object. So this kind of power is the wisdom, this to aware of this object by this name. So this is, we can say, is a discriminative wisdom. That's the point, distinguish of the discriminative wisdom.
אז החוכמה השלישית, החוכמה המבחינה או המבדילה, היא מאפשרת לנו לתפוס בבירור, להבין, להכיר את כל מושאי הידע, כמו למשל סוס, פיל, חיות, מכוניות וכן הלאה. אנחנו יכולים להבין את ההבדל ביניהם כשאנחנו שומעים את השם שלהם. באותו רגע שאנחנו שומעים את השם, אנחנו יכולים להבין את המשמעות של השם הזה, לא רק את הצליל. יש לתודעה, יש לחוכמה את הכוח של ההבנה הזאת בצורה ישירה. אז זאת החוכמה המבחינה או המבדילה.
And then the fourth wisdom, accomplished means wisdom. So accomplishing wisdom also you can say. So the accomplishment wisdom, this means is whatever you want to do something. And first this arising the energies from your heart, your mind. Want means is I want to go, I want to sit, I want to listen or something. I want to move, movements, my hand, my legs, or I want to walking, I want to jumping, something. Anyways, at first comes this thought, and then next moment is the movements, motions arising physically. So this kind of power is the controlling the power is from your mentally. So this kind of we say accomplishment, wisdom. Without this wisdom, then you have no idea what should to do continuously. But we have the power, this wisdom. That's an accomplishment wisdom.
אז החוכמה הרביעית, המשיגה או המגשימה, כל דבר שאנחנו רוצים לעשות, קודם כל עולה האנרגיה, המחשבה הזאת מהתודעה. אנחנו רוצים למשל ללכת, לשבת, להקשיב, לזוז, לקפוץ. אז קודם כל באה המחשבה הזאת, ואז התנועה הפיזית מגיעה. אז זאת החוכמה המשיגה. ובלעדיה אין לנו מושג מה לעשות, אבל יש לנו את החוכמה הזאת.
And then the last one, the fifth wisdom, Dharma Dharma reality, wisdom. So this Dharma Dharma wisdom is the same like mentioned in the first wisdom, the five sense source, consciousness, the power. But here is the difference. The first one is very clearly the five sense source, by the five sense of consciousness clearly to addressing the five sense source object clearly. But these moments, now the fifth one we're talking now, this is not clearly appears on your faculty, this five sense source object. Just only aspect of five sense source power of the consciousness can be and mentally existent, but not very clear of the five sense source object. So this kind is, we say, Dharma Dharma, wisdom. But this all is according to the very extraordinary, conventionally as mentioned you. We're not talking about the ultimate wisdom. Here just moments and briefly I just first to know the conventional wisdom according to the ordinaries.
אז החמישית, הדרמה דאטו, המציאות, היא דומה לחוכמה הראשונה, תודעת מקור, חמשת החושים, אבל כאן האובייקטים, אבל בחוכמה הראשונה האובייקטים של חמשת החושים עולים בבירור, אבל כאן הם לא מופיעים באופן ישיר, אלא רק הכוח שלהם, המנטלית, אבל לא אובייקטים. והתיאור שעכשיו תואר כאן זה תיאור קונבנציונלי רגיל, לא התיאור הבלתי רגיל.
Okay, so now let's talk about the ultimate primordial, the pure wisdom according to the extraordinaries wisdom. So this extraordinary wisdom according to the ultimately actually existent since we born from beginningless in samsara until completely achievement, enlightenment, mind of Buddhahood have no change any. That's we say primordially pure wisdom.
אז החוכמה האולטימטיבית הבלתי רגילה היא קיימת מזמן ללא ראשית. אז מזמן ללא ראשית עד שאנחנו נגיע להערה, לבודהיות. היא לא משתנה והיא טהורה בראשית.
So this primordial, the pure wisdom, depend to the recognition of mind, the primordial, the nature mind. So we say, like for example, the Dharma Dharma wisdom, according to the point of the pure, primordial pure wisdom, and then Dharma Dharma wisdom means is our nature mind is actually is unborn, empty nature, emptiness. So as naturally you have power, the self-awareness to recognition. Your nature mind is unborn, Dharma sphere. So aspect of unborn nature recognition is, as we say, the wisdom of Dharma Dharma.
אז החוכמה הטהורה הזאת היא משהו כמו הכרה, הבנה שלנו את התודעה. כמו חוכמת הדרמה דאטו, הטהורה, טבע התודעה שלנו הוא לא נולד, הוא ריק, הוא ריקות. ובאופן טבעי יש לנו את הכוח של מודעות עצמית, להכיר, להבין את טבע התודעה הבלתי מולד שלנו, את ספירת הדרמה.
And then the second is a mirror-like wisdom. So the primordial pure mirror-like wisdom. The primordial pure mirror-like wisdom is the essential power or the luminosity aspect of the luminosity, the essential of our unborn Dharma sphere, nature mind. That is, we say, the primordial wisdom, mirror-like wisdom, primordial mirror-like wisdom. That's the aspect of the luminescence of our nature mind.
אז החוכמה, דמוית המראה, היא טהורה מבראשית, היא חוכמה בראשיתית, והיא, אפשר להגיד, האספקט הזוהר של טבע התודעה שלנו.
And then, discriminative, the wisdom. So this discriminative wisdom can be like, we say, the union of unborn nature Dharma Dharma, reality wisdom, and appearances, the essential luminosity, the mirror-like wisdom, pervading equally for any percepts, any thoughts. So this kind of the power is, we say, discriminative wisdom, the primordial discriminative wisdom.
החוכמה המבחינה, המבדילה, היא כמו האיחוד בין הטבע הבלתי מולד של הדרמה דאטו לבין ההופעות של הטבע הזוהר, שהוא דמוי המראה, באופן שווה לכל מחשבה, לכל הכרה. אז זה הכוח המבחין.
So this discriminative wisdom naturally have power to realization or recognize the different aspect of components, the phenomena, appearances. Nature is unborn, have power to recognition the nature is unborn of phenomena, and also having power to recognize different, each of the object of knowledge, different aspect. They have recognition, different aspect of each of the object of knowledge. That's the discriminative wisdom. That's the primordial pure wisdom.
החוכמה המבחינה יש לה יכולת, יש לה כוח להכיר, להבין את האספקטים השונים של התופעות המורכבות ההופעות, תופעות, הטבע שהוא בלתי מולד והאובייקטים השונים, האספקטים השונים של מושאי הידע.
So the equanimity wisdom, the sameness wisdom, that means is sense the Dharma Dharma wisdom, Dharma sphere, the nature wisdom, up to of the discriminative wisdom, all is at one test. Equally, there's an equal nature is one test. Appearances also is the luminescence power, equal. There's no difference. Each of object of knowledge and each nature of the object of knowledge is one single test. They have power to recognition single test as equanimity, wisdom.
אז חוכמת השבות, בעצם מחוכמת הדרמה דת הוא הטבע, ספירת הדרמה, עד חוכמת ההבחנה, כולן בטעם שווה, בטבע שווה, וההופעה הזוהרת, אפשר להגיד, גם שווה. אז כל מושאי הידע הם בטעם אחד שווה.
So according to the tantric traditions, we say unpure ordinary pure, unpure perception, 5 poisons, desire, anger, ignorance, jealousy, and then the pride. So these 5 poisons become very pure. The essential, the nature of these 5 poisons, nature is as primordial pure wisdom. So impure appearances, 5 poisons, and become pure appearances of 5 wisdom. Only different aspect.
אז לפי הטנטרה, התפיסה הבלתי טהורה שלנו, 5 הרעלים שהם כעס, תשוקה, בורות, קנאה וגאווה, אז 5 הרעלים האלה הופכים להיות טהורים, הופכים להיות חוכמה טהורה מבראשית. ההופעות הבלתי טהורות האלו של 5 הרעלים הופכות להיות טהורות.
Which is the desire, the negative emotion, desire become pure perception, that is discriminative wisdom, we say. The discrimination wisdom is as essential, the pure essential of negative emotion of desire, attachment. And then the mirror-like wisdom, the pure perception, is as the essential of anger. The negative emotion of anger become pure. Appear impure, negative anger, but this become pure. Its nature is as wisdom. This wisdom is, we can say, is the what's it? I also what I'm saying. Mirror-like wisdom, anger. Yeah, the nature is the mirror-like wisdom.
אז התשוקה היא הופכת להיות תפיסה טהורה, חוכמה טהורה, חוכמת ההבחנה. התשוקה היא בעצם, או חוכמת ההבחנה היא המהות, היא הטבע של תשוקה. וחוכמה דמוית המרה היא המהות, היא הטבע של הכעס. והכעס הופך להיות חוכמת דמוית המרה.
And then unpure appearances, ordinary perception, the negative emotion of ignorance. So ignorance become pure, and then the pure, the wisdom, primordial wisdom is as the aspect of Dharma Dharma, reality, wisdom. Dharma Dharma, reality, wisdom is as the essential the pure essential of ordinary and pure perception of ignorance.
הבורות הופכת להיות חוכמה טהורה, חוכמת הדרמדאטו, המציאות. היא הטבע הטהור של הבורות.
Then the negative emotion, the presence of pride or arrogance, usually we say pride. So the negative, ordinary impure perception, negative emotion of pride become purer of extraordinary wisdom, and that is, we can say, equanimity wisdom or sameness wisdom.
אז גאווה, שחצנות, היא גם הופכת להיות חוכמה טהורה, חוכמת השבות.
And then the last one, the fifth one, jealousy, negative emotion, impure ordinary perception. These become very pure, and then it's the extraordinary, the pure, essential, the wisdom. This primordial wisdom we call as the accomplishment wisdom. So accomplishment wisdom is as a pure essential, primordial pure wisdom of the ordinary and pure perception of jealousy.
אז קנאה, התפיסה הבלתי טהורה הזאת, היא הופכת להיות טהורה, והטבע שלה הוא חוכמת ההישג או החוכמה המשיגה. היא הטבע של הקנאה.
So therefore, tantric practitioners, we especially great perfection Dzogchen traditions, we use these 5 positions for recognition, true nature of 5 primordial wisdom. Therefore, not necessarily to avoid 5 the positions, but without this oral instruction to recognition the true nature wisdom, and then we have to first to know how to avoid the 5 positions. But at the high level tantric and especially Dzogchen practitioners, not necessary to avoid the 5 positions, but you should be used these 5 positions in the path of liberation or to achievement state of 5 wisdoms.
אז מתרגלים טנטרים, במיוחד מתרגלי הדזוגצ'ן, הם משתמשים ב5 הרעלים האלו כדי להבין את החוכמה הטהורה. ולכן אנחנו לא צריכים להימנע מהן, אבל בלי ההוראות המיוחדות האלה שבעל פה, בהתחלה אנחנו נמנעים מהם, נמנעים מ5 הרעלים. אבל מתרגלים כאלה של הדזוגצ'ן, הם לא צריכים להימנע מהם, אלא משתמשים בהם בדרך כדי להשיג, כדי להבין את 5 החוכמות.
And then these 5 wisdom also depend to the 5 elements. 5 elements means is earth element, water element, wind element, fire element, and the space element. These are the 5 generally we know. So impure appearances, ordinary perception, perceiving these 5 sense, the 5 of elements, but the essential nature, pure nature of these 5 elements is as primordially pure. Again, we say wisdom.
חמשת החוכמות האלו הן תלויות או קשורות גם ל5 האלמנטים, אדמה, מים, רוח, אש וחלל. ההופעה הבלתי טהורה של 5 האלמנטים, והטבע שלהם הוא חוכמה טהורה מבראשית.
So earth element nature could be we say equanimity, wisdom. Water element nature is we can say mirror-like wisdom. Fire nature element, the wisdom is as discriminative wisdom. The accomplishment wisdom is as the nature of wind element. And on top there's the space element. So the Dharma reality, wisdom is as essential of a space element. So therefore these 5 elements, nature is 5 wisdom. 5 wisdom is as pure essence of the 5 element, we say.
אלמנט האדמה, הטבע שלו הוא חוכמת השבות, ואלמנט המים, הטבע שלו הוא חוכמה דמוית מראה. אלמנט האש, הטבע שלו הוא חוכמה מבחינה. באלמנט האוויר, הטבע שלו הוא החוכמה המשיגה. ואלמנט החלל, הטבע שלו הוא חוכמת הדרמדאטו.
And then also the 5 color. Red color, yellow color, red color, green color, and blue. This is generally 5 color. These 5 color nature, the impure, normal, ordinary object of perception, we say 5 color. But is this pure, essential, according to the tantric way, and then we say that's 5 wisdom is the essence, pure essential of 5 colors. They're related to the 5 colors.
חמשת הצבעים, לבן, צהוב, אדום, ירוק וכחול, אז אפשר להגיד, הטבע הבלתי טהור שלהם הוא 5 הצבעים, והטבע הטהור שלהם הוא 5 החוכמות.
The red color is representing mirror-like wisdom. The yellow color is representation to the equanimity wisdom. The red color is representing to the discriminative wisdom. The green color is representing to the accomplishment wisdom. And the blue color is the representative of wisdom of Dharma Dhartu. Representative means is when you tantric meditation or practice, and then any colors of these 5 can be dependent to the 5 of any wisdoms. That is means representative means the symbolizations. Because we usually recognize that is colors, but those practitioners, they recognize that is wisdom. The nature is wisdom. Appearance is different aspect of different colors. This is displaying better of primordial wisdom.
צבע הלבן מייצג את החוכמה דמוית המראה. צבע הצהוב מייצג את חוכמת השבות. צבע האדום מייצג את החוכמה המבחינה. ירוק מייצג את החוכמה המשיגה. וכחול מייצג את חוכמת הדרמדאטו. אז במדיטציה, בתרגול טנטרי, כל הצבעים האלה הם בעצם יכולים לייצג את 5 החוכמות באופן סימבולי. אנחנו מזהים אותם כצבעים, אבל מתרגלים כאלו מזהים אותם כחוכמה.
So like that way, these 5 wisdom, as mentioned to you already, if you detail description going to in the detailed way, and that's very profound the meaning, very vast, very extensive actually. But in brief, we can this division into 2 different kind of wisdom. Generally, suchness wisdom and manyness wisdom, we can say. So the suchness wisdom means is when you understand, or when you recognize, not only understand, but when you realization the true nature of phenomena, unborn, selflessness, self-emptiness. This recognition is with a suchness wisdom. All of the phenomena's nature is one test only, which is emptiness. That's suchness wisdom. And then on top, all the phenomena are originated, appearances originated by the interdependently, like illusion, illusorily. Appearances, different aspect. Pillar is not vase is not pillar, for example. Each of the single different kind of the object of knowledge, appearances, different aspect. Even though one nature, one test, single test, but appearances is numbers of different kind of aspect of object of knowledge. So when you understand that these two is not contradictory, it's one test, but appearance is different aspect. So that is such the manyness wisdom. So this suchness wisdom and manyness wisdom is only different aspect, but one nature of your primordial wisdom.
באופן כזה, חמשת החוכמות, באופן מפורט, יש להם משמעות עמוקה ונרחבת יותר. בקצרה אפשר לחלק את זה לשתיים. חוכמת הכחות, suchness, וחוכמת נקרא לזה רבות, manyness. אז חוכמת הכחות היא כשאנחנו מזהים, מגשימים את הטבע האמיתי של התופעות, הטבע הבלתי מולד שלהם, חסר הקיום העצמי, העצמאי. זאת חוכמת הכחות. כל התופעות הן בטבע אחד, הריקות. כל התופעות נוצרות בתלות הדדית כמו אשליה. להופעות האלו יש מאפיינים שונים. העמוד הוא לא וזה, הוזה היא לא עמוד. אז למרות שיש להם טעם אחד, הם מופיעים בהיבטים שונים, יש להם אספקטים שונים. וזה לא סותר אחד את השני. וזאת חוכמת הרבות, שיש רק אספקטים שונים של חוכמה בראשיתית.
So these two, finally, we say self-awareness, wisdom. So self-awareness, wisdom is as our nature mind. Each person, we can have power, self-awareness. We say self-awareness. Usually we believe everything, so what you to aware is like dualistic, where subject and object or something is different way. That's ordinary recognition. But in fact, the nature of mind is not dualistic. It's a non-dualistic. We say non-dual. It's a non-dualistic mind. Nature is self-awareness. Primordially, we have freedom from ignorance, because self-awareness primordially is pure, existent there. But then why we still is falling in the samsara? If primordially our nature is, mind is primordially pure, but that means it's circumstantially obscured to the nature mind. Even though our nature is pure, but the obscuration suddenly by the interdependently arising, like the space, empty space or empty sky, primordially pure, unborn nature, but still is circumstantially arising the temperature, like the pollutions, polluted, or the airs, the wind, or the cloud, something, and then you see the sky is covered by the cloud. It's cloudy, we say, it's not clean, we say. Actually, nature is there's no difference with cloudy or without cloud. Similarly, our nature mind is primordially pure, no matter with the distraction, emotion mind obscured by the emotions or without emotions, but nature is unchangeable. But still, circumstantially, we say unpure mind or pure mind, we can say. So therefore, what is a pure mind? It's primordial wisdom, is the pure nature of our mind.
שתי אלו אפשר להגיד שהן חוכמת המודעות העצמית, והיא טבע התודעה שלנו. לכל אחד ואחת מאיתנו יש מודעות עצמית, תודעה עצמית. בדרך כלל אנחנו תופסים את הכל בצורה דואלית, מושא ונושא. אבל הטבע של התודעה שלנו הוא לא דואלי, הוא מודעות עצמית. יש לנו חופש מבורות בצורה בראשיתית. אבל למה אנחנו עדיין בסמסרה אם הטבע של התודעה שלנו הוא טהור מבראשית? אז הוא ממוסך, הוא מכוסה באופן זמני, בתלות הדדית. כמו לדוגמה, כמו חלל, כמו השמיים טהורים, שהם כמו חלל שהוא לא נולד, אבל עדיין יכולים לעלות בשמיים עננים, זיהום, בתלות הדדית בגורמים אחרים. הטבע של השמיים הוא זהה עם עננים או בלי עננים, וככה גם טבע התודעה שלנו, עם רגשות או בלי רגשות.
So therefore, unpure ordinary perception, we can division into invariably. There's 5 different kind of consciousness, which is the 5 sense source consciousness, mental consciousness, affective emotion consciousness, alaya, Sanskrit language, but alaya means best of all consciousness, and Isab of best of all, the basic mind. So these 5 consciousness is ordinary perception, the impure of ordinary mind. And then these 5 become pure, and that 5 extraordinary wisdom become into of 5 primordial wisdom.
את התפיסה הבלתי טהורה שלנו אפשר לחלק ל5 הכרות. תודעת מקור 5 החושים, תודעה מנטלית, תודעת הרגשות האוכלים, תודעת העליה, הבסיס לכל, והתודעה הבסיסית עצמה. אז זאת התפיסה הבלתי טהורה שלנו, ו5 התודעות האלו הופכות להיות גם חוכמה טהורה, 5 החוכמות הטהורות.
So the alaya, best of all, become pure, the dharma dharma wisdom. The alaya of consciousness, the alaya consciousness become pure. It is the mirror-like wisdom. The mental consciousness become pure. It's equanimity wisdom. And then the affective emotion consciousness has become pure as the discriminative wisdom. And the 5 sense source consciousness become pure as accomplishment wisdom. So therefore these 5 consciousness unpure ordinary perception and become pure extraordinary 5 wisdom. But anyway, these also are nature mind we're talking. Pure nature is wisdom, unpure is a mind or consciousness.
העליה, הבסיס לכל, היא הופכת להיות חוכמת הדרמה דאטו הטהורה. ותודעת העליה, התודעה הבסיסית עצמה, הופכת להיות חוכמת המראה. התודעה המנטלית הופכת להיות חוכמת השבות, ותודעת הרגשות האחרים הם הופכים להיות תודעה המבחינה. תודעת 5 החושים, או המקור ל5 החושים, הופכת להיות החוכמה המשיגה. אז זהו הטבע, התודעה הטהור שלנו, וההופעה הבלתי טהורה עם 5 הכרות האלו.
So therefore, sense of the sutra teachings and the practices from sutra teachings and up to of tantric great perfection Dzogchen Chenpo, having many different methods for recognition this true nature, primordial wisdom or the five wisdoms. So therefore we need to collection merits for recognition these five wisdom, and we need to purifications for recognition these five wisdoms. Because if not enough purifications, and then that these obscurations of delusion and karma obscured to the nature of your mind, and then you cannot recognize, cannot experiencing these five wisdoms. So if enough the purifications go to quite good enough, and then these five wisdoms naturally appears for you, and naturally you can experiencing better power of self-awareness. So that's why it's how important the purifications. And on top of purifications, we need to collection merits, because if you have enough the power of collection merits, and that means is the power of the essential of the luminosity of the five sense wisdom will become more clear and clear. So that's why it's purification, and for collection merits, this too is very important from Sutra to and Tantra practitioners.
מהסוטרה ועד הטנטרה והשלמות הגדולה, צוגצ'ן, יש הרבה שיטות לזהות את הטבע האמיתי, הבראשיתי. וכדי לזהות את הטבע הזה אנחנו צריכים לאסוף מריט, פוטנציאל זכות, ואנחנו צריכים לעשות טיהור, כי האשליות והקרמה הן מונעות מאיתנו לחוות את החוכמה הזאת, את הטבע הזה. חמשת החוכמות הן מופיעות באופן טבעי על ידי המודעות העצמית בזכות הטיהור הזה. ואנחנו צריכים לאסוף פוטנציאל זכות כדי לעזור, וזה עוזר לנו לראות את הטבע הזוהר של התודעה.
And then also common word we say is necessarily to do collection of merits and collection of wisdom, we say. So how can we can do collection merits? The main method is a compassion, the meditation of compassion. Loving kindness is as the main method for collection merits. And then how can do collection of wisdom? That means we're talking today as the main topic is wisdom. So as much we can focus on the nature of your mind during the listening, contemplation, meditation, and the practices are on empty nature unborn. We thought of three recognitions of object, subject, and the act itself. So the three spheres are realization in true nature unborn, empty. That's the wisdom. So, but this wisdom, mind can be collection of, we say, collecting wisdom. And then together, if you practice the union of merits and wisdom, means the compassion and wisdom, that is the most one powerful to recognition your true nature mind, or for realization, the achievement state of ordinary, the extraordinaries of wisdom mind.
אז בצורה קונבנציונלית או באופן כללי אנחנו אומרים שאנחנו צריכים לאסוף פוטנציאל זכות וחוכמה. כדי לאסוף את הפוטנציאל הזכות הזה, אנחנו מפתחים אהבה וחמלה. וזאת השיטה לאסוף את הפוטנציאל הזה, וכדי לאסוף חוכמה אנחנו צריכים להתמקד על טבע התודעה בהקשבה, בהרהור ובמדיטציה. ההכרה ששלושת הספרות הן בלתי מולדות, הן ריקות, זה איסוף החוכמה. ואז חמלה וחוכמה ביחד, זאת השיטה החזקה ביותר כדי להבין, כדי לראות את טבע התודעה.
And then when we completed collection merits and wisdom, that means is according to the tantric way, we say our five aggregates, unpure ordinaries, perception become pure extraordinaries of 5 Buddha, means you will be attainment state of Buddhahood. But according to the Tantric, we can division into there's 5 kind of different Buddhas, which is Buddha of Amongasidi, Buddha of the Rana Sambhava, Buddha of Bhamma Sambhava, Buddha of the Buddha of Vajrasattva family, Buddha of Tathagata family. That's the 5 Buddhas we say.
כשאנחנו מסיימים לאסוף את החוכמה ואת הפוטנציאל זכות הזה, התפיסה הבלתי טהורה הופכת להיות 5 הבודות. אנחנו הופכים להיות בודה. אז 5 הבודות הם בודה המוגסידי, בודה רטה סמבבה, בודה פדמה סמבבה, בודה וג'רסטווה ובודה תתגתה. אלו בעצם הם 5 משפחות הבודה.
So the aggregates of form and pure appearances become pure among us, the Buddha. And then impure perception of feeling, aggregates of feeling become pure. The Buddhas of the Buddharana Sambhava. The aggregates of composition factors become pure. That is the Buddha of Amitabha Buddha. And then the aggregates of the recognition, the Buddha of the impure appearances of the aggregates of the perception become pure appearances of Amitabha Buddha. And then impure appearances of the accomplishment body, these become pure is the Amongasidi I mentioned you. Then the impure appearances of aggregates of consciousness and become pure appearances of Buddha of Vajrasattva Buddha or Vajrasattva Buddha. Vajra family Buddha. That's a 5 Buddha family.
מצרפי הצורה הבלתי טהורים הופכים להיות בודה המוגסידי, והתחושה הבלתי טהורה, התחושות, הן הופכות להיות בודה רטה סמבבה. מצרף ההכרה הופך להיות בודה מיטבה, ומצרף קצת מבלבל, מצרף ההכרה הופך להיות בודה ממשפחת הוואג'רה.
These 5 Buddha family also of course related to the 5 wisdom again. Actually each Buddha can have the power of 5 wisdom, but particularly is this each wisdom of the 5 can division into depend to the of each Buddhas, 5 Buddhas or so on. So anyway, finally this all is just disciplining by one's own nature mind, become different aspect for antidote to the of extraordinary abandonment and pure perception.
אז 5 המשפחות האלו הן קשורות ל5 החוכמות, ולכל בודה יש למעשה את כל 5 החוכמות האלו, וכל אלו הם מופיעים מתוך טבע התודעה שלנו, אבל באספקטים שונים. וכדי לזנוח את התפיסה הבלתי טהורה.
So therefore only in Tantric we say, what is impure of appearance of samsara, what is pure appearances of nirvana. It only is depending your recognition. If you realization true nature of phenomena of yourself and phenomena of the object of knowledge, that is become pure land. If you cannot recognize the true nature of yourself and the true nature of phenomena, that leading you into the falling of samsara, means impure appearances of the impure pure land. That means secular existent.
בטנטרה אנחנו רואים שההופעות הטהורות של נירוונה והבלתי טהורות של סמסרה בעצם תלויות בהבנת טבע התודעה שלנו. אם אנחנו לא מזהים את הטבע הטהור, אז אנחנו נופלים לסמסרה, לקיום מעגלי.
Okay, so this topic little bit I think is complicated for you, a little bit confusing. I feel also, this little bit the old practitioners, little bit long, already they learned something about both Sutra Tantric. And then maybe it's good the five wisdoms, detailed mental explanations. But if you are very newly just listening this and then little bit complicated, I think at the moment. So we just stop here. So maybe better going to question answers. So the questions you not necessarily have to depend to these five wisdoms. Whatever you like about something according to the Buddhist Dharma, I can answer to you. Of course, then some of you want to ask for these five wisdoms, also of course you can. So maybe you going this way a little bit better.
זה נושא שהוא קצת מבלבל, גם לתרגילים ותיקים, אבל אם אנחנו חדשים אז עוד יותר מסובך, אז אנחנו נעצור כאן בנושא הזה ונעשה קצת שאלות ותשובות, וזה יכול להיות בכל נושא שאנחנו רוצים בקשר לבודה דרמה, לדרמה של הבודה, וכמובן אפשר לשאול גם על חמשת החוכמות. אז אני לא אתרגם את השאלות ותשובות.
Yes.
What is alaya consciousness?
What is the alaya consciousness? Alaya, actually, alaya Sanskrit language. Alaya.
Yeah.
So this, in Tibetan we say kunja. Kunja. And then this on English, we translation into English, we say best of all. Alaya means best of all. And then why we say is best of all? All of all means is a phenomena actually. Impure appearances, the phenomena of samsara, all of the samsara, and the pure appearances of all of the nirvana. These both we can understand. All means all, best of all means. And then best, you see, best of all. So the samsara, impure appearances and the pure appearances of nirvana, both are depend to the of basic nature mind, or nature mind, means the true nature mind. So this we calling alaya, because the imprints, the habitual, the basic tendencies of impure appearances, ordinary perception, stored on the stream of continuity, the clarity awareness, which is alaya, base of all. And then is the pure perception, extraneous habitual, the basic tendencies, maybe also we can say, this also could be stored on the base of all. So therefore, is this like account, bank account, like when you collected money, it's big or small, but you can keep on your bank account. Similar is positive or negative, what kind you did actions. And this can, the imprint of your previous actions could be can stored on the stream of your mind. In this case, we say best of all. Sense of the resultant of your previous actions stored on your mind until up to of the ripened fully the result from this seed. So both the aspect of the result, appearances of result of pure appearances nirvana and pure appearances samsara, and the causes, the imprints, the causes of samsara and nirvana, both are actually related to the alaya. So that's why we say alaya means is best of all. But that's actually is our mind, our the continuity, the stream of clarity awareness, by we calling alaya.
Can you explain a little bit the Buddhist method to good and bad? Because you talked about collecting merits and having a good karma. Like good and bad is only our perceptions. Something is good for me can be very bad to somebody else. So, and also, as if the karma has a consciousness of deciding if something is good, you're going to get a good karma or bad karma. Can you explain a little bit? For me, it sounds weird.
Actually, good perception means is the important, maybe you need to understand the pure perception. The good perception means is pure perception. Not normal, regularly we say good or bad. This is the, as you mentioned, it depends the individually. Someone is good, but someone is not good. The pure is always pure. For no matter as you are man or a woman or something, is the old or young or traditional or non-traditional, but pure is always is the pure. So therefore, is the good means is you should be to know is that means pure. So therefore, is the pure motivation, pure action, pure perception, pure recognition. This all is wisdom actually related to the wisdom, and pure motivation always is related to the of compassion. So these two together, pure wisdom and pure compassion. And then this is leading us directly or indirectly to the Buddhahood. Buddhahood means also is Buddhahood means is doesn't mean somewhere we are achievement stated like God. That means is the completely enlightenment mind is the we call the Buddha. We say Buddha, or completely awakening from the ignorance, completely freedom from delusions, completely when we will be freedom from the obscuration of karma. Completely we will be freedom from the suffering of samsara. That means is the ultimate peace, achievement state, ultimate peace. That is Sanskrit language we say nirvana. Buddha says nirvana is as peace. This peace also ultimate peace, not temporary peace. No, temporary peace can be today is peace, but tomorrow is not. This year is peace, but next year is not. This life could be peace, but next life is not. That's because temporary. But here we're talking ultimate peace is the nirvana. Nirvana is ultimate peace. So how could we can achievement nirvana, ultimate peace? That is the main method is we mentioned to you, the great method of compassion and great method of the perfection of wisdom. For collection merits and for collection wisdom. So this kind is depend to the pure one, the pure person. Not only good, we say, but it's pure.
And the compassion, why is it necessary? Like compassion, it's something that you develop or not develop, but it's kind of I would say a kind of a feeling or approach to things, and like why can't you be without, like, compassion teach you egolessness, or this is Why compassion is so emphasized in the Mahayana tradition?
Actually, not only Mahayana traditions, compassion, but of course, as a completely lack compassion, that there's no way the Mahayana tradition practice is not possible.
Yeah.
But even though not only from Mahayana traditions, but even sense of the external of the sub-school of the Hinayana, solitary Nizirayana, those of Vipassika school and Sutarantika school, Chitamata school, Madhyamika school, there's 4 classes of Buddhist philosophy. So anyway, it's a sense of the Hinayana traditions up to of Mahayana. Compassion is as the essence of the path, liberation. Missing compassion cannot liberate. Forgot Mahayana tradition, but even Hinayana tradition is not possible if you lack compassion. So, but even though if you forget, we don't thinking about liberation, but it's worldly, normal, ordinary way, still is lack compassion, then very weak the power for benefit others. Like parents lack compassion and have no power to take care of the kids, If the doctors, medical doctors, lack compassion totally and they have no power to treatment for the patients. They can do something, but it's a very, very weak the power. They have no power. And then if even worldly you have pure heart or pure compassion, normal, I'm not talking bhodhiçitta one, but normal compassion, if you can have, and then the doctor's medicine, the method or the treatment, everything's more successful, more helpful, more powerful. And the patients have more trust, more faith, more belief to the doctor. That means they interdependently can have more power to cure the disease, so on. So therefore, even relationships between, like the partners or so on, if they have love each other deeply and compassion to each other deeply, and then it's very, very peace, happy, enjoyment, the harmonies, comes. But if you lack the pure compassion and love each others, and then it's even more thing what you can say, but it's not doesn't work, It's don't work. A little weeks, month, and then happened the problem. There's something happened because it's wrong. The motivation is not good enough. So therefore, compassion is always is necessary. Sense of ordinary path and up to of extraordinaries. Of course, Mahayana. Compassion is very, very useful. If you lack compassion, then very problem. So in this case, we usually say wisdom is very important, but compassion is more important than wisdom. Because if you lack compassion, but you are a very intelligent person, very smart, something, but is it more danger, this person? Because they have no compassion.
Yeah.
Therefore, they know how to control, how to destroy, how to cheating, how to rape, how to kill, everything because intelligent, but lack compassion, so danger, right? Very danger, that's very danger. So, but someone have no much wisdom, but a very compassionate person, they no need to worry. Even they cannot do much benefit to you, but they never will harm you. Yes, never, because of compassion. They have compassion, love to sentient beings. Therefore, they will never harm you to them. So in this case, compassion is more important than wisdom. Yes.
How do I develop compassion? Because I cannot do it with my mind.
Yes, so therefore we need to training our mind. Not very easy, but at least we need to instate oneself is to others. Others one side, the seed, the exchange. What we want, first to thinking. What do you want? Of course, as others same like you, they also want. What you don't want? Suffering, unpleasant feelings, obstacles, the problems, the sickness, illness, the losing us, this kind of, all is we don't want, right? Very much. So therefore, 100% sure the other beings also same like us, they also don't want. In this case, first we understand oneself and the other there's no difference. It's the same wish, same hope, right? This is first clear. In this case, then the secondarily we need to know the reds. Rat means is the achievement of the state of happiness and freedom from the sufferings. The rat is you say, oh, I have my human rights, human right to achievement happiness and human right the freedom from suffering. Yes, you have the human right, but the others also too. So in this kind is then compassion, because by the empathy, the sympathy, this coming from deeply your heart, and then compassion start, the pure compassion start arising. And this way, not only human being. Finally, sometimes usually we say human rights. I'm saying sentient beings' rights. Why only human rights? So sentient beings' rights is because we want happiness, but the animals also they want happy, enjoy. We don't want suffering, but the animals also they don't want suffering, right? That's 100% sure. So therefore, it's a sentient beings' rights. We say achievement, freedom from suffering, and achievement ultimate peace. That's sentient beings' rights equally. When you can image this as true, 100% clear, and that means that then your compassion, love and kindness also. Why only you love yourself alone? Why not you love your partners, your children, your father, your mother, your grandchildren, so on? And then go back is why not your neighbor? Why not love compassion to your people of country? And why not for all of the world of the beings, or so on? Finally. But you say, oh, no, that's just very far for me. In this case, we say, and according to Buddhism, we say all sentient beings are mother, not far. Always close to each other. But then it's again complicated why we say all sentient beings are mother. Then we need to talking about past life. And we need to talking about future life, the reincarnation. And then we understand all sentient beings are mother and child relationships, border certain relationships, or so on, we understand it comes. But even forgot all sentient beings, but at the moment, the round of people, the same like us, what we want, they want. What they don't want, we don't want, they also don't want. And this kind of, if you train your mind over and over, and then finally, you don't want to harm to others. Because you don't like other people to harm you. The other people harm to you, and you don't like. You're very angry, very sad, or something very uncomfortable. When you feel this true, and then you also don't want to harm to others because they're also suffering. They also the fear or something is uncomfortable. This is one reason how to generate your compassion. The others also is your happiness, your enjoyment also very much depend to the other people's happiness, other people's enjoyment. Your own people become peace, happy, enjoy, relaxation, healthy, wealth, everything's going very well. I'm sure you also have chance, lots of happiness, enjoyment, relaxations, very interdependently, very clear. If in case you say, I don't care the people around me, only I care myself alone. I want by myself to become happy, enjoy something, relaxations. Then if you do this way, you have very less chance yourself become happy enjoyment because your own people you doesn't care, and then jealousy, each other hatred, each other harmful thought, harming, or so many and quarrelings or something behind the back word, so many things comes, and then you have no chance to relax on yourself alone, no possible. This means interdependently, the peace, happiness, enjoyment arising interdependently. Of course, to the member of family. But even as the neighbor depend to each other, and then the village depend to each other, become peace or not, and then even the country, the neighborhood is depend to each other. You become happy, enjoy relaxation or not, very much. Finally, it's the universe, the world, become peace or not is depend to each other. This kind, if you're thinking that the logic and follow the reasoning, and then is a pure motivation is really coming. That not have to only is just want to benefit others. That's Bodhisattva's motivation. But we are not Bodhisattva yet. We are ordinary beings. But even ordinary beings, but still you need to generate compassion, love to others. Because your happiness, your enjoyment born from others' happiness, depend to the very much others' happiness, others' enjoyment. also others' suffering could be directly or indirectly our suffering. So it depends. This all is the logic. So where we can see, like the COVID-19, the pandemic comes in very beginning, some other place, one country, we are very relaxed. There are some problem, but finally not just true. But interdependently is this COVID-19 is pervasive to equally all of this world, whole of this world, right? There's no left even one country, I think. So almost, this means is interdependently arising. So therefore we need to take care how to avoid. So therefore I used to sometimes say this COVID-19, you can use the Four Noble Truth. Usually we say Buddha's teaching Four Noble Truth. And this Four Noble Truth is like the COVID-19, you understand, Noble Truth of suffering is the truth or suffering of the COVID-19. Suffering, right? It's very clear, everyone's suffering. No one wants this suffering. So if possible, soon everyone wants to freedom from this suffering, the suffering of COVID-19, the pandemics. Is clear, right? That's like noble truth of suffering. It's true, right? Noble truth of it. This you don't need to say noble, we say science, medical science truth of suffering. Right? This is. And now is the second noble truth of what?
Causes.
Okay, causes. Do you see? Noble truth of suffering, noble truth of origination of the suffering. Now, what is the origination of this ill, this sick, this suffering? So this was not easy to find, right? At the very beginning, what is the cause of this COVID-19? So many medical sciences, the different way they check, looking at the researching, and that and from this and that, they says so many ways, still not yet very clear, but better than before, very beginning, something. But anyway, must be with the cause, without conditions. Without cause, without condition, by itself alone, they automatically cannot arrest the COVID-19. So this is 100% sure. So therefore, that's why they're searching the cause of this suffering, because they want to avoid this suffering. So noble truth of suffering, noble truth of origination of suffering. And then noble truth of path, the noble truth of cessation. Cessation for stopping of this suffering. So what is the path of the cessation? Was we used that the vaccination, right? Vaccination.
Oh.
And, so many different countries, the science, medicals make difference. COVID show or something is there are so many different the method. As Buddha also is they teach us many 84,000 different kind of collection way of Dharma, right? So these the vaccination also I don't think yet the 84,000, but it's lots of difference, right? They try to depend.
Yeah, but it's not working.
Yes, it's a little work, but it's still going to try to find, But finally, if you find the real the antidote, and then sure you will be freedom from the suffering of this COVID-19 and the causes of this suffering of this COVID-19. If you rely on the path of this liberation, that is the path of cessation. So noble truth means it's like this, Four Noble Truth. So now we need to know truly is suffering or not this COVID-19. Yes, this is true, everybody agree. This makes suffer very much. So, and then what is the actual cause and condition of this COVID-19? This we need to research, we need to check, comes from. And then if you found direct the cause, and then possibilities to antidote or not, that is. If you found the solution to avoid this disease, and that means you found the path of the liberation of this suffering. So Four Noble Truth is something like this, Anyway, so therefore, as a compassion, loving kindness is as one method, the path of the liberation. That's very clear. But on top, then the wisdom together, and that is most one powerful. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so you explained about Dharma Dato. If understood correctly, it's something extraordinary or not, I'm not sure. So I want to ask, how can I recognize it? And how can I work with it through compassionate action in words, physical and mind?
for recognition, the Dharma Dhatu wisdom.
Yeah, and how to do actions through it.
Oh, this is actually not easy. We just few moments to speak. That's because all the sense we're talking about the compassion, loving kindness, purifications, collection merits, collection wisdom, like 6 perfections, the generosity, the perfection of generosity practice, the practices of morality, conduct, the practices of the passions, practices of meditative concentration, practice of it. All these, any of the virtuous actions could be can directly or indirectly to fund this primordial wisdom, to achievement for the primordial wisdom. So therefore, is that any kind of the virtuous actions for mentally, from physically, verbally, some is can directly and some is indirectly is leading us to the recognition of this true nature mind. So therefore, as I'm saying that we not easy to say one point, because so many different kind of options for achievement this recognition, the true nature. So anyway, we mentioned before briefly is that we need to purification, we need to collection, merits. These two is the main method for recognition, the true nature of your mind. Yeah. Then again, I'm sure how to do purification, how we to do collection merits. Then the round, have no end. But it takes time to learning, studying. Yeah. Okay, so that's the last one question. I think my watch problem, so no, my watch cheating me sometimes, So no, he also stopped, so therefore I leave there. Yes.
What is the special power, the special wisdom that is related to Rinpoche, the Buddha
What is relations?
the pure wisdom, the primordial wisdom that is related to
Oh, actually, first we should be to know what is Guru Padmasambhava. That's then you understand. Guru Padmasambhava and briefly, outer Guru Padmasambhava. Internet, these always I like say outer inner secret. Outer inner secret. Maybe you have already boring this. But anyway, outer Guru Padmasambhava, external Guru Padmasambhava, internal Guru Padmasambhava, and secret Guru Padmasambhava. Okay, so therefore what you understand your Guru Padmasambhava maybe is external of normal what we see from India and Pakistan and to come to Nepal and visit it and to Tibet and then finally he left to of the Langapuri center or something. This is external Guru Padmasambhava. Okay, if you learning this kind of Guru Padmasambhava, then you need to collect the hearing wisdom and contemplation wisdom from of the teacher, and do meditate Guru Yoga or so on. Then is closer to the external Guru Padmasambhava, but that's just commissionally. Okay, the internal Guru Padmasambhava is not from this one. That's just symbolic, and the internal Guru Padmasambhava is as your compassion and your wisdom. That's the internal Guru Padmasambhava. Okay, then the very secret, the Guru Padmasambhava is finally is primordial wisdom. Mind is as Guru Padmasambhava, the primordial wisdom. Or today we're talking these five wisdom. Is the different aspect of Guru Padmasambhava, the secret of Guru Padmasambhava. So therefore, when you achieve mental realization, true nature of self awareness, if you aware of the true nature of yourself, by your self-awareness, that means you are aware Guru Padmasambhava. Make sense? Yes, Guru Padmasambhava. So therefore, and when you achieve mental realization, true nature of your mind, that means you are achievement state of Guru Padmasambhava. That means, really, I'm not kidding. You are become Guru Padmasambhava. Yes. So very beginning, we are not a Guru Padmasambhava. Guru Padmasambhava is from somewhere. We need to worship them, prostration to them, aspiration prayer, offering them respect, honor, or something. When Guru Yoga, we say calling it far from Guru, or so on. Calling from far, and then closer, finally it's become one test. Make sense? And near, closer, finally is there no separation, no distant, become union or one test. That is the final Gurupammasambhava. Final Gurupammasambhava is as nature of your mind. Your nature mind is at the finality Gurupammasambhava. It's 100% sure. That's true. Okay, I'm not kidding. Looks like kidding, but not. Really not. Yes. So therefore, the wisdom, that's connection to Gurupammasambhava. Not only the compassion, of course, too. Okay, so we're going to dedication prayers now.
Compare
much. So that is by wisdom.